Good evening. Thank you for turning in to the SEC Recap Show. This is your host, Shane Falco, along with my co-host, Don King. We're going to go ahead and talk about some of the scores of the week and then get into the rankings and also the players of the week for this conference. What do you got for the scores so far,
Falco? Week one of the SEC, we had the soccer game versus Fury into Unit. It was 1-0 Fury. Looks like a shutout there in OT. We had No Limit beating the champs, TMT, 13-6. We got Super Sick With It and LNG, 18-14 Sick With It. Steve Shakira Hips had a huge game that game. It was entertaining at the very least. We had DX taking the Scrappers out to the woodshed and beating them mercilessly, 26-7. And we had Bad Boys showing RC Vegas what's up in the LV Gridiron, 18-7. What do you got for your rankings, Falco?
Hey, I'm over here. Well, as far as the rankings go, I have some slight changes to the previous edition. I got, of course, Super Sick With It on top. I think playing shorthanded against a very athletic and young LNG team proved that their talent is a lot to deal with. DX was at the number 2. They played down in conference, but the offense was in full effect. Bad Boys at number 3. They rolled out the welcome mat to RC Vegas and gave them a rude welcome to the Gridiron League. No Limit at number 4, knocking off the champs. Clee was not in attendance, but however, No Limit is retooled and they have some additional players, and they look like they're ready to make some noise this season. Fury, the young kids, number 5, played a little soccer match, but still held in defensively against a tough, athletic, the unit team, and I really think they're going to be around for the whole season. Next, we're going to have to go with TMT. They're still the champs, and they did play with Clee, and obviously Clee MT is a lot different than TMT. So let's look for them to rebound this coming week. LNG comes in next, a very athletic and young squad. Some of the new additions, the chemistry wasn't quite there, and they're having a tough matchup with Sick With It. So obviously they're going to be around. They just got to get everything together. Next will be RC Vegas. Again, had a rude awakening, but I think they're going to retool and they will be competitive throughout the whole season. And lastly, we're going to go with the unit. I mean, they didn't score against the kids, so until they can score a point, they can't move up in the rankings. What do I want to discuss some of the players of the week that happened this week?
Thanks, Falco. Week 1, SEC, I think we have 4 players with stats that were really standout players. We're going to go with Steve, Mr. Excitement Johnson, 85 yards passing, 1 TD, 125 yards rushing and 2 TDs, and he really did look like Shakira out there shaking his hips against LNG. They didn't know what to do with him. Anthony Diggs with No Limit, 3 sacks and 3 flag pulls versus TMT, the champs. Chasing down Slim is not as easy as chasing down Clee, but I think he did a pretty good job doing that. We also had Angel, the Diva Marquez. He had 270 yards passing and 4 TDs and 35 yards rushing and 2 extra points. That was a hell of a fantasy football game right there. And Jordan Goodrich, with 3 sacks and 4 flag pulls. I don't know who was out there sacking, but they must have been just standing still. What do you think?
Well, it's a very tough debate. Obviously, the numbers are there for all 4 players. In my personal opinion, I'm going to have to go with the excitement of Steve Johnson. I mean, the fact that he played another SEC team while DX had to play down in conference, nothing to take away from the Scrappers, but I think playing another SEC team makes a big difference, and Steve having to fill in shorthanded and making some exciting plays. I mean, that long touchdown run he had was obviously a very game changer. And for defensively, I mean, nothing to take away from what DX did against the Scrappers and what Jordan did, but perhaps, anytime you get 3 sacks against TMT, regardless of the quarterback, you still got to go through that offensive line. And I think that's a very big accomplishment and just shows that No Limit's ready to mean business this season.
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely retooled. I'm going to have to agree with you with Steve. I think he really just took over that game. He completed passes when he needed to, and he definitely ran all over that athletic LNG team. And like I said, there's a lot of athletes on that team. There's a lot of team speed. And I'm going to go with Anthony Diggs as well. I've seen him play for another team in the league. He's a stud at a D-line spot. And like you said, 3 sacks versus TMT. I mean, not too many guys in one game can claim that, never less than 2 or 3 games or their career. So I like the picks.
I mean, I have to agree, especially when the fact with Steve coming back from, he tried to run an extra point, do a little showboating, do a little skip step, and he had a little come on man moment, getting his flag pulled, getting chased down, but he talked the talk, told him he'd be right back there, and 3 plays later, once they got the ball back, he's gone for 60 yards down the sideline. So, I mean, just that alone, I mean, it's a highlight in itself. I mean, he damn near is a human highlight reel.
Yeah, I was surprised I didn't get charged for a ticket for the game watching on the sidelines. What do you have for our game of the week for SEC?
Game of the week this week, I mean, I think to stay with the theme, I think DX gonna have something to prove now that some of their stat boys are getting knocked down. And I think playing the bad boys, I mean, it's a very tough game, very tough team to play against. They've had a hard time scoring against the bad boys, and I think the bad boys really looking to make some noise and to actually put themselves in that championship talk. So I think that's going to be the game of the week, 6 p.m. for the SEC.
Definitely, I think I'm going to be there for sure because, I mean, like you said, DX is a high-scoring offense, and DBs is out there coaching up everybody. I mean, I think he was coaching up the ref. He was yelling at the cameraman. I mean, I don't think anybody was out of earshot from DBs during that game. So versus RC Vegas, and they definitely took RC Vegas out to the woodshed. So I'm gonna have to agree with you.
I think I can still hear him yelling right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as far as that's going to wrap up what we have for the SEC this week. Hopefully the games are exciting and we continue to put up some big numbers and looking forward to some new players of the week. Hopefully we don't have any more come-on man moments, but we'll see what happens in this week 2 of the LV Gridiron. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks.